Alright, let's do one this time with y being squared instead of x being squared. So these are going to be the parabola that open left and right, depending on the sign of the number in front of x. So this one is a positive number in front of x, which means it will open to the right. Remember, positive x-axis is to the right, negative x-axis is to the left. Now this will have the origin as its vertex again. So I'm just going to go ahead and draw the y and x-axis. The x-axis is the axis of symmetry when the vertex is at the origin and it opens left and right like this. Alright, and then remember it is, the form is 4ax in this case. 4a times the variable that's to the first power. So that means a is 6. Right? 4 times something is 24, so a equals 6. All right, so your focus is always going to be a units added to your vertex. It's just, what do I add it to? Do I add it to x or do I add it to y? So if this opens to the right, then I'm adding it to x. I'll do it in orange. I'm adding it to x. So if that's 0, 0, then adding 6 to that will give me 6, 0. That's on the x-axis. And then the directrix is going to be subtracting 6, and I'll be here at negative 6. And that will be a vertical line this time, because again it's going to be perpendicular to the axis of symmetry. Axis of symmetry again here is the x-axis, so perpendicular to that will be a vertical line. Alright, notice always, just as always, the vertex is right in the center of the directrix and the focus. So right there in the middle is your vertex. Alright, then the last thing that you're going to need here is really just one of these 2 points. For the purposes of graphing the equation, we need a second point, and it's going to be the easiest ones to get are the ones that are on this set of 3 points, the focus and the 2 points that determine the thing called the latus rectum that come from the focus as it goes into the actual parabola, meaning we plug in that x coordinate. But the nice thing about it is when you look at your number, so this is 24, if I go up 24, I'll hit 1 point of the latus rectum. If I go down 24, I'm sorry, down 12, up 12 and down 12, a total of 24. So this distance is 24. It's just that 12 of it's above, 12 of it's below the focus. So that makes this point that's above the focus here the point 6, 12, and this point down here would be the point 6, negative 12. So I can use either one of those points when I make my parabola in just a minute, along with the vertex. That'll be the first point I make, is the vertex. The second point will be either of those 2 points on the latus rectum. Alright, so 0, 0 is my vertex. My focus is going to be 6, 0. Again, half of this, the number I need to multiply 4 by to get 24 is 6. So that number in the direction of the variable that's not squared, the x direction. Alright, the equation of the directrix is a vertical line. So it's x equals the opposite of the focus, that number I shifted to do the focus. So I went positive 6, so I'm going to do minus 6 to get the directrix. So x equals, because it's a vertical line. Alright, now the last part, we're going to graph it. So when you graph it, you're not graphing the directrix, you're just graphing the parabola. So your parabola is going to either open up and down, or it's going to open left and right. We're going to click on the left one, left and right one, because it's y being squared. So we plot the vertex first. So I'm going to get my number up here to say 0, 0. When it does, click. It'll put a point there. And then your latus rectum, again, we go over to the focus. Remember here the focus was 6. So we go over to 6 for the x-coordinate. And then we go up by half of the number that's in front of the x variable. So 24. Half of that would be 12. So I go from 6 up to 12. There's the point 612. All right, once I have that, I just click. Here's my 2 points. You could have also done 6, negative 12. Either one would have been fine. Just 2 points to get that that parabola opening the right width. And there is, again, it matches up with what we see there. They've got 2 points selected. I've got 2 points selected. So the vertex and then that latus rectum are the 2 points you want to plot. All right, so there is a parabola that opens left and right. Just make sure you get that procedure down and that you select the right graphing option when you have that last part to do.